This is Greg Jarboe. I'm here at SES Chicago 2009 with Jeff Jarvis, who just gave the keynote speech. Jeff, you made some headlines.
I did.
Wow. Let's put it this way. You called a few people out?
Well, Murdoch?
I've heard of him.
Yeah, I think the tragedy here is that big old publishers don't know what to do. They're looking for an enemy, and they're looking for the biggest enemy they've got, and that's Google. And that's foolish because, as Eric Schmidt said in his Wall Street Journal op-ed, in Murdoch territory, Google is bringing them incredible value. 100,000 opportunities a minute to media sites to create a relationship, to find value. And if they don't, it's their own damn fault.
So why is Rupert Murdoch picking a fight with Google? Who's he trying to confuse?
I think he's trying to negotiate with Google because he has a $900 million MySpace deal that's not working so well from the MySpace side. He's not creating enough value there. I think he's also trying to change the conversation. And he's talking about paywalls, whether he actually does it or not, I wouldn't bet the farm. But he's trying to get other people to look sympathetically at him and do things like perhaps change copyright and fair use and stuff like that, which would be wrong.
And one of the hot questions that came out of the audience had to do with the FTC rules about bloggers, and you had some interesting things to say about that too.
FTC, butt out. Stay out. This is a conversation that goes on. You can't regulate that. They're not doing the same thing to media. I think we do have to be concerned about the authenticity of the conversation that occurs, and we have to encourage transparency and openness, and discourage, I think, things that try to steal that voice, like Paper Post, and that structure. But I think that the more the conversation occurs, the more openly it occurs, the better off we are, and the FTC does not need to regulate this. We're smart enough out here to figure out who the shamsters are.
So what is the future of new media? I think you sort of outlined that, and you're going to see some of those in business proposals that you get from your students this week?
In fact, I am. I teach a course in entrepreneurial journalism at City University of New York, and there are those who are looking at curation. There are those who are looking at trying to help someone prioritize their stream. That's why I don't want to give away our ideas, which I think is important. Marissa Meyer talks about the hyperpersonal news stream, but the idea of the streamed web that follows the page-based web, the permalink web. And I think that has a huge impact on SEO and how people find stuff and discovery. There's big opportunities there, but the SEO industry has a problem. If they just stay with the old page-based, site-based permalink web, they could be left behind by the live web.
And that was actually one of your big ideas in your keynote presentation, is that the article may be an artifact.
Yeah, not entirely, but the article rots like fruit, and its value declines. Whereas the topic page, which is now overused, obviously gains value because it's a magnet. Well, I think we have to come up with some combination of the two, and I think the two is probably Wave, where Wave has the ability to wiki-like collaborate on a snapshot of knowledge, to also put in streams and feeds and questions and answers, and to collect traffic and juice. So on the one hand, that becomes a better SEO tool. At the same time, however, I think we're going to see more and more content distributed out there with embeddable elements and with APIs and so on. And that's harder for SEO because the Google juice is not going to gather around one address.
Well, there you have it. A very interesting keynote here at SES Chicago 2009. There will be a lot more this week.